Welcome back to What Are Nibs with General Disturbance. This is the Conway. It's a Tier 9 British tank destroyer and it's located on the south spawn of Glacier and it's under the command of Just a Pixel. Now the Conway is famous because it's based on the chassis of the Centurion tank, but it can carry two guns, either the 120mm L1A1 gun, which is a really good gun that was designed by the British, or it can carry the 5.5 inch, the BL, which is the same gun, funnily enough, carried by the Crusader SP. Now, Just a Pixel, I believe, has the 120mm. Yes, he does. Fires around in there at the ELC Evan 90 as he goes past the view, doesn't get a hit. It's got a 6.73 second reload, but the Conway doesn't carry much in the way of ammo. 35 rounds is all you get. Now you can just see a Progetto 46 there. He's carrying 20 rounds of AP, 14 rounds of HE at the moment. Well, now he's lost one AP round. Now, alpha damage is for the 120 is 400 hit points. With the BL 5.5 you can actually do 600 hit points, but the arc of the shell is different because after all it is basically a howitzer on a tank. The Conway is an absolutely dreadful tank destroyer and didn't actually get put into production. One of the main reasons for it is the profile. It's actually a huge tank, huge turret sitting on top of Centurion chassis, which makes its camouflage absolutely terrible. It's got very weak armor as well on that turret. The tank chassis is okay, but the turret is abysmal. It really is bad. If you get hit the turret, it's going to go straight through. And the thing is that it's got such a high profile, this turret, that means that yeah, not many tanks are going to miss it when they look for it. They're going to see it quite easily. And that AMX CD8, much more low profile, much more difficult to see him. But this Conway, the enemy will see him straight away. That's a high roll. 408 hit points off the Conqueror. Got him right into the side of his engine bay. And no, it's not going to get a shot there. I think that Conqueror is not going to come out so easily next time. If he does, he'll make a quick dash using the cover. There's a T30 and an Alpine Tiger up there. Those are both very dangerous customers. T30 is going to come into view. Yep, there he is. Now, difficult armor on the T30, but oh, looks like he bounced that one off the side of the Alpine Tiger. Going for the turret. Oh, I think it was the T30 that was in view. They're both hiding just around the corner, and T26E4 is playing peekaboo with them. But it's not tempting them round. No, that's not going to hit him. The Alpine Tiger's now in view. Can get a shot now. Oh, and that one hurt. You can see exactly why the Conway is not a great vehicle to be in. Fires a round back and gets 437. Now, where did that one... It was a heat round. Hit the turret, went straight through. Ouch. That's why the turret is dreadful on this TD. It really is. Now, the enemy Alpine Tiger's gone down. Can we get that Primo? Yes, we do. 418. That was a good shot. Primo's still up. And no, didn't get that one. It went into the ground. It dropped before it got to the Primo. And yes, you can hit him now. Yes! And that's a kill shot, 260. That's all he had left. Okay, T30 is sitting around that corner. He doesn't want to come around the corner. He knows that there's a Super Pershing just the other side, but he just doesn't want to come around because if he does, he knows he's going to get hit by the Conway. And that's what's making him very, very reluctant. He's pushing the Alpine Tiger out as extra armor. But I think we're trying for a round on the top of this turret. Oh, there's two T30s there. Ouch. But we're pulling back now because both of those are very dangerous customers. Going for a shot on the T-30, and no, he's not there anymore. He's moved. You see, this is the problem. If they went unspotted, and they did, they can make a quick dash. That one got him in the tracks. Oh, that stopped both of them. Now we can go to town on them. And one T-30 is taken out by the CDA. 346. Now, that's a low roll, but only just by 4 hit points. Another shot in. That's a high roll. 452, and he's killed immediately afterwards by the CDA. The CDA is much lower profile. Right, there's a Wizzy 120 1FT. That's the Chinese tank destroyer. But we've got an Object 430 who's much closer. And at this moment, they're not paying attention to him. It's just the other side of the gap area. They're more concerned with what's going on directly in their line of sight at the moment. They should be paying attention to what's going on nearby. And the Wizzy 120 goes down to the CDA again. CDA is a very low profile but very hard hitting 105mm armed French tank destroyer. But over the side of that hill, oh no, he's been dealt with. They actually, my apologies, the 140 rather was killed the other side of the mound. So actually sorry, it wasn't 140, it was an Object 430, and he has been killed, so don't think they have to worry about him now. But there is still a T-34, the American heavy tank, up in front of them. There he is, coming around to the corner, and yes, gets a hit. High roll, 407. Can he get a shot in before he pulls back? No. Bounced off the turret armor. Now, I did say in previous videos that Just the Pixel was a woman, but in actual fact it's a man, and I do apologise. I was confusing him with another player who had a very similar name, and that was my mistake, so I do apologise to Just the Pixel for that. He is a member of RTR, which is a clan affiliated with the Royal Tank Regiment. Oh, lovely one! 430 hit points, high roll into that Leopard. It's the prototype. Oh, he's gone behind the mound. Oh, he's come out. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. 379 hit points, and the CDA turns up to try and get a kill as well. Still haven't dealt with that T-34. Now, you don't want to get too close to the edge on this map because there are some weak points in the ice. You could easily go through them into the water. I've seen too many tanks drown accidentally because they went over the edge, and some of these ships do mark the edge of that ground, so don't go near the water if you can help it, because otherwise you will get a very rude awakening to why tanks cannot go near the edge. They drown. There's no way of getting out. Once you're in the water, you're dead. Here's the T-34. He's looking at us. Oh, he fluffed that shot! And that one went through, but it was 128. It didn't do a full amount of damage. He's pulling back into cover. We're moving to try and rapidly cross the gap. Oh, took a round there, 396, but we've got the hit points to spare. We can get round him. The CDA is going around one side. We're going around the other. There's another gap coming up here. We can try and use this corner. The T-34 will have changed his position. It might be advisable to actually pull back and go back around. If the CDA comes in from one direction, we come in from behind him. I'm sure he's going to be looking this way. Oh, he's not there. I wonder if he's gone back behind and chased the Conway round. Is he behind us? Well, he's certainly disappeared. I think he did go round. If he did, there he is. Yes, he did go round. And he suddenly realised 121 hit points. He did chase the Conway around the corner. Ouch! That hurt. That's one of the reasons why the T-34 is actually quite a dangerous heavy. When it can do that sort of damage with one shot, it really is quite effective. 437 hit points there we lost. And that T-34 is now one shot for anyone who gets the kill. And oh, we missed it! We missed it! Can we get another shot in? No, the CDA finishes him off. And that means the CDA wins on a Top Gun, because he's got 6 at least now. But actual fact, he was cleaning up after some of the other hits from the other tanks. It would have actually been quite funny if the CDA had gone round one way and then he turned around to go back the other way. He would have come face to face with a T-34. So it's a good job he didn't listen to me. Don't go close to the water. Oh, because there's almost a line there you can see. Don't go near it. You'll drown. And there's a Scorpion G up ahead of us. And we are now a one-shot for that Scorpion. Remember, he's got a 128mm gun, and he's very effective at taking down tanks with one shot. Unfortunately for him, the CDA has more than 2 shots on the Scorpion's gun, so even if he gets one shot into the CDA, he will be killed virtually immediately afterwards. Now, I think he's around the other side of the hill. CDA's going around one way. There, oh, there he is. Yep. And we get the kill.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Nice. So that's the end of the game. We finished on 2 kills. CDA managed to get 6. So let's have a look at end of battle stats. And it's a first class tank for Just a Pixel in the FV4004, the Conway. In fact, actually, this is the first time he's ever had a first class tanker, because that's why it's got that little reef underneath the 1 symbol. Shows it's the first time. And he also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 9. But best of all, he managed to pick up a Confederate. He hit at least 6 tanks that were subsequently taken out by other teammates, and in fact most of them were taken out by the CDA, who he was jockeying for position. In fact, that CDA and he kept nudging each other during that game. And in fact, towards the end, when that Leopard was taken out, the CDA came up and did it again to him, nudged him back. But even so, they still had a pretty good game together. Win 8, a 4-5-0-8. That's a very good round. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, he did get the highest damage, funnily enough, but he didn't pick up the high caliber. He only managed to get 4,328 hit points of damage, which is much more than the Scorpion G, who managed 3,262. And the CDA, because he was cleaning up after other people and taking the kills the moment they were weak, he managed to get 2,385. The Leopard prototype managed 3,045, which is more than the CDA, but as I said, that CDA was kill stealing, really. But he did get a Top Gun out of it, so I'm sure he's pretty happy with that, whilst Just a Pixel picked up the Confederate, although it would have been nice to have the high caliber as well. When it came to kills, obviously it was the CDA who managed to score the highest with 6. Then there's a whole slew of tanks with 2, including the Conway, the T-92 and the Object 430. And the same on the enemy team with the Leopard prototype and the AMX 50-100. When it came to base XP, it was Just a Pixel who was the highest with 1,112. Then came the CDA with 1,064, and lastly the T-26E4 Super Pershing with 978. So let's have a look at detail. Well, he fired 29 shots during that game. He had 17 direct hits, 14 penetrations. Remember, this tank only carries 35 rounds, so he had 6 rounds left at the end of the game. He did damage of 4,328 hit points, of which 2,866 were at more than 300 meters. He received 3 hits from the enemy. All of them were penetrations. Again, shows the very weak armor, especially the weak turret of this particular tank. The Conway is notoriously weak on the turret, and you saw the way that heat round went straight through, creating a nice big hole right through the turret. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance of 749 hit points. On a premium account, he earned 52,746 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and the ammo wasn't cheap, and he did use some premium, he ended up with 9,537 credits. He received 1 bond for the Confederate, earned 1,668 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, and he had a personal reserves bonus running for 834. That must be a 50%er. So he took away 4,170 experience points altogether. So, pretty good battle. He likes this tank. He says this tank is a beast. Well, he obviously enjoys it. Not a lot of people do, because they think it's a bit too high profile, bit too easy for the enemies to spot you and fire back at you. And I think the only reason they hit the Conway and not the CDA is because they couldn't see the CDA. He was in the bushes, he was too low profile, his camo rating was much better, and therefore he couldn't be seen, but the Conway could be, and therefore that's why he got hit, unfortunately. Of course, 2 of those hits that did hit him, he was at fairly close range when he was hit from the T-34, so it's understandable really that he was seen there, but that turret does present quite a nice target for enemy tanks. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.